Hey everybody, Lance here of Lance's Car Life. It's been a little while, but I wanted to address this today. And you see it right on the screen. Ford gives dealers 6 weeks to accept new rules to sell EVs. Now I'm looking at the article here. Underneath it says Ford has noticed to almost 3,000 dealers given the choice to opt into one of 2 EV certified programs for in October. And I'll get in this article. It's actually really interesting. And it says, in what is likely to attempt to cut costs, increase profits, and compete better with Tesla in the electric vehicle market, Ford sent a notice to almost 3,000 of its dealers, giving the choice to opt in one of 2 EV certified programs for in October. Both the Model E certified and Model certified elite programs will come to cost to dealers, and any uncertified dealer will eventually not be able to sell Ford EVs. While many factors will come into play when final costs are determined, Ford suggests that Model E certified tier will cost dealers at least $500,000, a bulk of which will be used to install updated infrastructure needed for EVs. This includes a requirement to install at least one Ford DC fast charger accessible to the public, which can cost up to $250,000. This tier will have access to fewer retail orders each year, which will largely be made up of sales to loyal dealership customers. Okay, here's problem number one that pops up right then and there. Cost. And let me explain. Now, according to this, I'm going to take it as face, there's 3,000 Ford dealerships across the country. I'm assuming this here in the U.S., not here U.S., Canada, Mexico. How many of these dealerships can afford $500,000? Let's just cut it in half, call it that even put this in their dealerships. Now I was in a conversation last night about this on one of the forums. What if you're one of those mom and pop dealerships? Now I'm talking about the real small town dealerships. They know full well they can't afford that. And I'm thinking this is a way to scoop those customers out, but the problem with that is if you're going to go all in on EV, why in the world would you lock out rural America like that? Now, maybe Ford knows something that I don't. This is just me just thinking out loud. Now, the Model E certified members are Model E certified elite members require at least 2 DC fast chargers, and Ford's chief customer officer Marvin Gaja reported to Electric that Ford's estimated DC dealers pay more towards 1.2 million, but have access to more EVs. They will also reportedly receive X amount per year in EV value more than the percentage. Here's problem number 2. Now, I know that this is old as the hills from a dealership standpoint. They have the tiered dealership system. But like I said earlier, if we're going to go all in on EVs, this is not the way to do it. Now, it also says that Ford announced that dealers choose to be Model E certified and Model E certified elite members will not allowed to haggle customers over prices. Historically, high dealer markups are currently ongoing issue throughout the auto industry, and Ford dealerships who opt in one of the programs agree to be transparent, non-negotiable pricing. Okay. Now, I'm saying this as a car guy. As far as pricing is pure supply and demand. Look, 6 months ago at houses, the exact same thing. Now, with that being said, there's Ford dealerships now that are complaining when the Lightning first came out. There's no markup between, there's, I believe, like $200 in markup, between invoice and MSRP. But you expect dealerships to sell them. I mean, they got to make a profit too somehow. But I understand where they're going with this. The problem is, this is with case of Ford. Here's a pro tip. You're not Tesla. You're way, way, way larger than Tesla. And I got news flash for you. If you're going to go to the order model only, look at automotive history as a guide. The manufacturers tried the direct sales model right at the start, and it didn't work. Why? The manufacturers realized they don't want to be sitting on all that unsold inventory. That's why they created the dealership model. It works for Tesla because they're way smaller. And I'm talking in Ford, GM. Now, GM trying to do the Buick, they're giving the option to 850 Buick dealerships a buyout if they don't go the EV route. But Ford's a little bit different because they're trying to do it across the board. Now, overall, there are 5 criteria that all EV certified dealers need to meet in order to stay compliant. This includes regular employee training, okay, makes sense. Clear pricing, okay, I already said that. Investments in charging infrastructure, and that comes back to what I said from the beginning. A lot of dealerships do not want to spend the money doing that. Not want to, or some can't even spend the money. Hence me talking about the small town dealership. And I know that the bean counters in Detroit figured that part out already. And I have a theory on this. Now, offering preferred physical experiences, e.g. home delivery, which okay, and providing customers with positive digital experiences. Okay, now here's the thing with this. We can look at a recent guide with Carvana with this. And let me tell you something. The online experience from them, it moves across the board with them as far as the digital experience. And trust me, there are articles out there with issues. And I know people that bought cars from Carvana have a problem, but misrepresenting the car, coming in damaged, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, if Ford's going to do this, we're going to call Carvana first. Now, dealers must make the decision to opt in by October 31st, which is Halloween. And those who chose must take investment by the end of 2022. Beginning on January 1st, 2024, dealers have opted out of both programs, not authorization to sell Ford EVs. But when able to make commitment for the next round of certification will start beginning 2027. Now, speaking to dealers this week, Ford's executive officer Jim Farley said the main message I have for dealers, which I've never said before, because I didn't believe it was true, that you can be the most valuable franchise in our history. Of course, one of Ford's main goals with the new rules for dealers is to further automotive's push to compete more effectively with Tesla, which has a hold of most of the EV market in the United States. Ford feels it has an edge on Tesla due to an existing nationwide network of dealerships. But the automaker recently pressed dealers to slash their vehicle delivery costs by $2,000 and attempt to mirror Tesla's direct-to-customer sales model. Now, Farley refers to the new sales process as a low inventory model, which involves customers ordering vehicles having them shipped to their houses. Okay. This is where the car guy in me comes out. Now, here's the thing. Tesla, they do sell a lot of cars, but it's still a niche brand. If you're looking at something as a guide, just look at a manufacturer going all in on electrics. Look at Volvo. I mean, don't try to be the number one in this. It's going to take time. Why? This country does not have the infrastructure yet to support full-blown EV models. It might take, from an infrastructure standpoint, 20 years for that to happen. You just can't dump it all on the market and expect to fly. Because people are smart enough to know that, hey, if I buy this car, where I'm going to charge it. And if I do find a place, how long do I have to wait to get in line to make said charge? And even then, like I said, we don't have the infrastructure. And another thing, let's come back to me saying at the beginning of this video, small town dealerships. Or in small rural areas in general. Who's going to, in those type of scenarios, who's going to drive far to charge a vehicle on a fast charge? And even then, are they going to spend the money to put it in their homes? And I'm not talking about the charging post itself. A lot of these older homes, you have to rewire the entire home just to support that. I don't think that Ford totally thought this whole thing through. It sounds great on paper, but let's get real. This is a gambit they're going to lose if they're going to do it this way. That's just me. Now, let me know in the comments below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I just blowing smoke? Please let me know. But always like, share, subscribe, do all those things. And this is Lance of Lance's Car Life.